In this example, I'd like to show you how we can take an equation that is in slope-intercept form, y equals mx plus b, and translate it to standard form. Standard form is written as ax plus by equals c. There are two important things to realize when we write things in standard form. First of all, you should notice that x and y are on the same side of the equation, and a, b, and c are going to be integers. In other words, they are not going to be fractions. One more thing that's important, in standard form, a should not be negative. So whatever we have to do, of course, to one thing, we'll always have to do to the other. But we can manipulate until all these criteria fit. So let's try it with this example. Y equals 3/2 x minus 7. This is in the form y equals mx plus b. First, what I notice is that y is on the correct side of the equation, but x is not. So what we will need to do is move that 3/2 x over. The opposite of 3/2 x is to subtract 3/2 x to the other side. Because whatever you do to one side, you have to do to the other. So when I do that, it's gone on the one side, and you're left with negative 3/2 x plus y equals negative 7. Okay, so now x and y are on the correct side to be in standard form, but we have to pay attention to these rules as well. A, b, and c need to be integers. Right now what I see is I don't see a number in front of y, so that means it's 1. 1 is an integer. C is an integer, negative 7, but a is not. It's negative 3/2. In order to get this right, what we need to do is multiply the entire thing by the denominator here, which is 2. And when I do that, that should make all a, b, and c integers. So 2 times this fraction, remember we multiply by the top and divide by the bottom. When we do, 2 and 2 cancel out, and so I'm left with negative 3x. 2 times y is 2y. And 2 times negative 7 is negative 14. Okay, so now, again, we have x and y on the correct side. A, b, and c are integers. Oh, but wait, there is one more thing that we need to realize. A should not be negative. So the rule of thumb is to make it not negative is you can multiply everything by negative 1. And what it does is it just flips the signs of everything. So this becomes a positive 3x, negative 1 times a positive 2y becomes a negative 2y, and negative 14 by this rule becomes a positive 14. And this, my friends, or maybe not friends, my students, is in standard form. We took y equals mx plus b and turned it into standard form. This equation, standard form, comes in handy, especially when we're talking about x-intercepts and y-intercepts. Of course, y-intercepts are also easy to find because they are the b in y equals mx plus b. So, if I was to look for a y-intercept right here, I know that it's negative 7. When we write that in ordered pairs, that is 0, negative 7. However, if it wasn't in y equals mx plus b, we can find it using this formula as well, because what we always know is that 0 needs to be an x. So basically what you'll do is when you're looking for the y-intercept, pretend like x doesn't exist and you solve here. What do I do to both sides? I divide by negative 2. And what do I get? I get y equals negative 7. There it is. Okay, similarly, it's fairly easy to do the x-intercept. Instead of crossing out this part, I'm going to rewrite the equation so you can see it again. Here's the equation we had, 3x minus 2y. equals 14. If I wanted to find the x-intercept, standard form makes it pretty easy because all I have to do is pretend like the y doesn't exist. And then I solve. In this case, I'm dividing both sides by 3. And this time, my x-intercept is going to be the fraction negative 14 over 3 because I can't reduce that anymore. You could have also turned that into a decimal. And of course, that's comma 0. Standard form has other useful term tips, but that's all we're going to be using it for right now.